Donald Trump may have expected Stormy Daniels to remain a footnote from an old political scandal. Instead, her testimony became part of a Manhattan courtroom record. Jimmy Kimmel took the documented details from that proceeding to television, and a story Trump had spent years trying to dismiss suddenly became much harder to contain.
Remember that the Wall Street Journal reported that Stormy Daniels, this porn star, and Donald Trump had a sexual encounter back in 2006, and that in 2016, Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's lawyer, formed an LLC and then used that LLC to pay Stormy Daniels $130,000.
Mr. President, did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels? Then why did Michael Cohen make it if there was no truth or allegation?
Well, you have to ask Michael Cohen. Michael's my attorney, and you'll have to ask Michael.
Do you know where he got the money to make that payment?
No, I don't know.
Was already sweeping across our land. Each day since.
Okay, enough of this. Stormy, show me on the puppet what he did to
in a
you.
righteous mission to make America great again
Kinky.
for all Americans.
Have you heard the latest on Stormy Daniels? This might be the best of all of them. This might be lie number one. President Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, finally admitted, he told the New York Times, he paid adult film star Stormy Daniels $130,000, but out of his own pocket. It had nothing to do with Trump. He was not reimbursed by the president or the Trump campaign. He says he made a private transaction and would not comment on whose privates were transacted on, but... Do you think the president is watching right now? I like to imagine him.
I don't want to imagine him.
Well, you don't have to imagine him. I mean, so I like to imagine him, though, like lying in his bed with cheeseburger wrappers just all over him. And he's like, oh, I was so great at the State of the Union.
Stormy Daniels testified in May 2024 during Trump's criminal trial involving business records tied to a $130,000 payment made before the 2016 election. She described an alleged sexual encounter with Trump in 2006, an allegation he has denied, and explained the agreement that kept her from discussing it publicly during the campaign. But the criminal case was not directly about proving whether the encounter happened. Prosecutors argued that business records had been falsified to conceal the reimbursement of Michael Cohen, who had made the payment to Daniels. Trump pleaded not guilty and described the prosecution as politically motivated. His attorneys challenged Daniels' credibility and argued that her story was unrelated to the bookkeeping allegations at the center of the case. Then Jimmy Kimmel opened his monologue. He did not need Daniels sitting beside him. He relied on courtroom reporting, Trump's own public statements, and the existing legal record. The contrast was striking. Trump wanted attention focused on Daniels' profession, her personal history, and the controversy surrounding her. Kimmel kept bringing the discussion back to the conduct of the man who had once occupied the presidency. That distinction changed the entire conversation. Kimmel reminded viewers that Trump had repeatedly attacked witnesses, prosecutors, judges, and critics whenever they threatened the version of events he wanted the public to accept. Daniels had already endured years of public attacks. Yet she still entered the courtroom, took an oath, answered questions from prosecutors, and faced aggressive cross-examination while Trump sat only feet away. Outside the courthouse, Trump responded by attacking the proceedings themselves. Kimmel played the clips and let the pattern speak for itself. When evidence became uncomfortable, Trump called the process corrupt. When a witness contradicted him, he attacked the witness. When a ruling went against him, he questioned the legitimacy of the institution that issued it. The audience laughed. But Kimmel's strongest argument was not a punchline. Daniels could be challenged. Her memory could be questioned. Her motives could be scrutinized. That was precisely what a courtroom was designed to allow. What Trump could not do was replace the legal process with personal insults and expect those insults to function as evidence. For older viewers, the underlying lesson was familiar. When direct answers become difficult, attacking someone's character can become a convenient substitute, convince the public to distrust the messenger, and they may stop examining the message. Daniels' testimony alone did not determine the outcome of the case. Jurors also heard testimony from Michael Cohen, David Pecker, Hope Hicks, and other witnesses. They examined checks, invoices, ledger records, phone records, and communications. The verdict came from the totality of that evidence, not from one dramatic account. On May 30, 2024, the jury found Trump guilty on all 34 felony counts. Kimmel reworked his monologue within hours. He announced the verdict on television and emphasized the historical significance. A former American president had been convicted in a criminal trial. Trump called the verdict a disgrace and vowed to continue fighting through the appeals process. He retained the right to appeal, but an appeal did not erase the underlying record. Kimmel's coverage and Daniels' testimony created a sequence Trump could no longer completely control. She testified under oath. Her account was challenged by attorneys. Jurors examined the broader evidence, and then Kimmel reduced the complicated legal proceeding to one straightforward question. Why had so much effort gone into concealing a story Trump repeatedly insisted was meaningless? Trump attempted to make Daniels herself the scandal. Kimmel argued that the broader issue involved power, secrecy, and accountability. Daniels did not bring Trump down through some television ambush. Kimmel did not need to manufacture one. The consequences came from testimony given under oath, documented payments, business records, and a jury verdict. Trump could attack the host, he could attack the witness, but he could not simply erase the courtroom record. And when Kimmel placed that record in front of a national audience, Trump's anger became the final clip, making the central point more clearly than any prepared defense could.